You're live. Hey everybody, Susan Batchelder here, and I'm hanging out with Mr. Michael Leedy.
What's up, yo?
This is our team hangout for the top racers with Race Cycler. Usually we start talking about Race Cycler, but today we have a slightly different twist to the topic. We've had actually 3 weeks of kind of varying topics all about gaining momentum and really a lot of strategies and modalities that you can use to build any business. Some that you can take really into your personal life, mindset, and activity. So make sure that if this is your first time on this hangout with us, that you get in touch with whoever invited you and check out some of those back hangouts because some people are watching them again and again. They're not super long. Some of them are only about 25 minutes. Some are about 45 minutes, but there's some valuable conversation in all of them. This week we actually had to cancel 2 hangouts, so we usually do somewhere between 1 and 3 hangouts a week, but this is our first one. So our topic, I don't know if you can see either on the page or in the frame of the video, our topic today is what if? And I'm just going to start it off by presenting you with that question. What if? What if there was no other option? What if you have been, maybe a little distracted or feeling a little too comfortable with plan B, or that you're not really pushed to push yourself to succeed? And I've got a couple others. I'm just going to read them off my paper so I don't goof it up. So what if you had no choice but to succeed? What if you had no plan B? What if you were more afraid of not succeeding than you are of the how to go ahead and succeed? What if your kids literally depended on your success? What if keeping them warm and sheltered and feeding them depended on what you're doing today and tomorrow in your business? Really, what if there was no other option? What if you were so uncomfortable where you are right now that anything is better than that, so you just go for it? What if you knew that you could? What if you knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that you could create success? What if you had something so simple, so sure, that you would for sure succeed? What if that? What if you had nothing to lose and everything to gain by just giving it all you got? What if it was just as simple as that? You have nothing to lose and so much to gain. That's something to think about. And what if you had everything to lose and nothing to gain by not taking action? So those are kind of some big what ifs to think about. And I'm going to just tell you a little bit about my story. And this is not really intended to be about me, but and I don't really like talking about this side of my story. I just rather not focus on it or talk about it, but I'm going to tell it for you because I know that there is a ton of people out there in a very similar situation. It's what brought me online. It's what makes me work every day, and it's what has gotten me to where I am and to where I'm going to go, and gets me making money every day. And I didn't have any other option. I had lost all of my money, not really lost it, I shouldn't say, but I spent all of my savings on my medical care and just daily bills and looking after my kids. Because 9.5 years ago, I was in a car accident, so I couldn't work in my career anymore. And I didn't know what to do, and I didn't know there was any other option. And the first multiple years, well, actually 5.5, 6 years, was just figuring out how to live, how to survive, how to cope with it. And then when all the savings ran out, well, there was no other option. So that's what drove me every day. That's what made me just push through, and I wasn't afraid of failing, because to not take absolute massive action in my business meant failing. So there really was no other option. And that's what pushes me every day. For example, today I wanted to cancel this again because I was just very uncomfortable. I actually had to put cucumbers on my eyes for about an hour before coming on because I was really uncomfortable and in a lot of pain. I just, sometimes it's worse and sometimes it's not so worse. But because I've surrounded myself with great people like Mr. Michael Leedy, I knew that if I got on this hangout and I couldn't carry on or if I had to jump off, he would just take over. And I knew that he believed in me. And that whatever I say, if I screw up, because I've taken painkillers, so if I don't really make any sense or whatever, he's got my back. So that's what we've created, and I'll maybe just leave it at that. I could say a whole bunch more, but that's kind of a lot to chew on. That's a lot to ponder on, and yet really it's kind of just simple.
Is this where I step in, or were you going somewhere?
Big. I think, yeah, I think I'll just leave that because then I'll just start rambling. But I think I've asked questions if you think I haven't really wrapped that up. But that's kind of just really what I want to say.
Is that it's simple?
Hmm.
Yeah. So, well, going on to, first of all, Susan, I don't think you can screw up. I think the only way, and I don't mean that in a way where you can't make mistakes. We all make mistakes. But I think the only way to screw up is by not taking action on something.
Exactly.
So, that's what a lot of people are doing. You're asking these questions, and I love, what if there's no other options? If you had no other option, what if you're distracted by a plan B? So, for example, a lot of people out there are working in a job or doing things that they really don't want to do, but because that's what they know how to do, that's what they can do, that's what they've been doing, even though they hate it with all of their might, they're comfortable in that place because doing something different might cause more uncomfort, which I understand to a degree, but at the same time, I did something about it. So I used to work in the music industry, and I was working 12 to 16-hour days, always on the phone, dealing with problems at, excuse me, at like 1 o'clock in the morning because that's the kind of clients I have, and I just got sick of it, and I didn't know what to do. I was working actually with a coach at the time. I didn't know what to. She's like, well, maybe you can do this. I'm like, but I don't want to do that. I want to help people, but I don't know how to help people because I was like stuck in this place, right? So I was like, I can't do anything. So I was distracted by a plan B. Now I didn't even know what the plan A was. And now I do. I provide marketing solutions, Race Cycler being one of the solutions I provide, right? And what is so great about it is that it's simple. So for those of you who are watching and wondering what Race Cycler is, yeah, one moment, please. But just in case you're wondering what it is, just to kind of tie up that package so you're aware of what's going on, Race Cycler is a cycler, all right? It's a 2x2 matrix with 2 different boards where basically there's only 4 places to fill. You fill with your people who are on the board with you. I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible. So basically there's 7 places, right? All you need to do is fill 4. And so the main 3 people who are in the 1, 2, and 3 positions, together they bring in the people who are 4, 5, 6, and 7. It's as simple as that. If you're at the top of that, you collect $50 per person on that bottom board, and then once that fills up, you move to the top, and you start that all over again. Long story short, it takes, as a team, you do team build together, 24 people to go through both boards, and it's a total of 2,200 as you cycle off that top board, right? So it's, what is it, Susan? Is it $200 off the first board and $2,000 off the second board? And then if you want to play that race again, do it again, then they'll collect $230, you collect $1970, and you start over again. And it's you work this together. It's as simple as that. To do that, all you need to do is bring in 2 people. Now, what if someone said to you, if I show you how to make $2,200 over and over again, Would you want me to stop? Would you want me to stop giving you that money? What if someone said that to you? Would you say, I don't want to collect $2,200 for inviting two people and helping them invite two people? Would you say that if someone said that to you? So that's the big question with race cycling. So, what if you're stuck in a situation where you can't really afford, it's not even you don't want to pay residual payments on a normal type MLM, right? The kind where you pay $25 a month or $125 a month, and then you have to build that by getting more people in, and you have to have them paying that much a month. What if you only had to pay $230 one time, once, and then you bring your friends into a community, and we'll go into that too, but you bring your friends into a community where they can learn how to do the same thing. What if it was as simple as that? And invite, who doesn't want to make $220 or $2,200 over and over again by simply inviting people? What if it's as simple as that? So what makes it tricky is people make it complicated. So they're like, well, there must be a catch. Well, there's not. If you do the numbers and you do the math, there's no catch to it. It makes sense because people are putting money in, and as they cycle off, it's all there, and the company's making money. So it works. So what if you could use tools or what if it was as simple as that, but then you could just create success out of talking with people you already know? This is not something that you'd have to go out and market all over the place. You could just talk to friends. What if it was that simple? So anyway, that's Race Cycler. I just wanted to put that out there. Now we're getting back to business, right? So what if, you're afraid of not succeeding? Was that the question, Susan?
Yeah.
What if you're afraid of not conceding or succeeding? That's a big question too, because a lot of people, they don't do things because they're afraid they're going to fail. And instead of feeling that failure and going, oh my God, I did that wrong, it didn't work, instead of feeling that and learning from that and moving forward from that, it's like, okay, that didn't work, let me do it again, but maybe I'll do it differently this time, and this is how I'll do it, let me do it again. So a lot of people are afraid of not succeeding because, well, that's failure, right? And we've been ingrained and have it embedded in us to fail is bad. When in fact, to fail is good. Because that means at least you will know what not to do again. So what if creating success for yourself was as simple as taking steps towards failing? I mean, maybe you are in a band and you want to promote yourself. Well, you need to market yourself and get yourself out there. By the way, we can show you how to do that in our group. We've got training on that. What if you're brand new to marketing online and you want to do things to create a buyer's list and generate traffic organically, or maybe do solo ads, but you're really not sure what to do? What if you look at the stuff in the back of our file section in our group for Race Cycler, and you're like, oh wow, I can learn how to do that here. And that's included in the actual 230. It's extra stuff we've added for the group. I've got a frog in my throat, apparently.
I have a little interjection on that topic, too.
Go ahead.
What if where you are right now is more scary than failing at trying to succeed?
How about that? It's the what if is, what if there's more for you in life than where you're at? And what would happen if you did nothing about it? Would you stay exactly where you're at? Would you never achieve anything more? Would you be complacent and just regret? Would you wonder, what if I did that then? What would have happened? What if you just took that step and said, you know what, I'm going to connect with this group of people with what they're doing because this makes sense and it's simple, and at least I'll know that there won't be any what ifs. I'll have taken that, I'll have gone, okay, you know what, I'm going to see how this works. It's only a one-time payment. What do I have to lose? What if it does work? What if it takes me from where I'm at now to where I'd rather be? So, that's a great interjection. Yeah, I'm kind of, am I staying on track? Am I on point, Susan?
Yeah, it's awesome, actually.
Okay, I'm just like trying to tie it in because I know just, Susan and I were chatting before, and with what she kind of explained, well, I was going to just kind of lead us here so that I can be a jabber when I'm going on. So I just want to make sure I'm not going on the wrong directions. So what if your kids depended on you? I don't have kids, so I don't really have to worry about that. But, Susan has shared stories with me where she was saying, and I hope it's okay that I'm sharing this, but like if she didn't do A, B, and C and focus on that, she would lose X, Y, and Z. And could you imagine that happening she couldn't even think of it happening to her kids. So she's like, you know what? I've got to move forward. It's like, what if someone was holding your head underwater and you wanted to breathe because you don't have any more oxygen in your lungs? What if that was happening? What would you do? Would you just quit? Would you just say, you know what, screw it, I'm going to just drown? No, you're going to fight so you can breathe, and you'll succeed. So you might not succeed by moving right, and you might not succeed by moving left, but if you just maybe swim down and back for a second, all of a sudden it works. But you had to make mistakes on doing it wrong to get what was right. So that's a big, what if? What if your kids depended on you and you had no other options? What if you've been injured and you can't work a job and workman's comp isn't paying you properly? Because that's what often happens in injury cases, and jobs don't pay like they're supposed to. What if Social Security doesn't pay like it's supposed to? For those in the U.S., I'm not even planning on it being there for me. What about that? Because what if it wasn't? I don't want to count on our government. No, I'm not going to rely on anything these people, the shenanigans they're doing, whatever. So you know what I'm saying? Like, what if you can take control of your life today, right now, by connecting with a group of people and working with us to invite two people with a one-time payment of $230 to give you tools that could take you to a whole new level online? Oh, what if you could work from home, from vacation? What if you could, like I'm intending on doing, quit your job by sometime in January so that you can go from the frigid, cold city you live in to someplace warm for 3 months and work from there? What if you could do that? And what if, to do that, the simple start was by connecting with whoever brought you to this video today? What if? Now, I don't know if that's pitchy. I'm just being real, because really it's as simple as that. You have anything you want to add, Susan? I could just keep talking.
No, that's really good. And we really don't encourage hype. We don't teach you to hype up anything, and we really don't hype this up. We just keep it real.
Because that's really what it is. Okay, so I've given you all these what ifs, and now I'm going to kind of give you the other side of the person who's could be you listening, going, oh yeah, but this doesn't make sense, and I don't understand it. What if someone gave you a set of keys to a car and said, okay, put them in the ignition and drive it? Would you say, well, I don't know, I want to see the car work first? You're going to put the keys in the car and you're going to drive with it. Now, a lot of cases, because this is the type of opportunity that we're with, people go, well, I want to see the car drive first. Well, how can you make a car drive if you're holding the keys and you don't get in the car, stick it in the ignition, and turn it on to make it go? That's a lot of what's going on in opportunities as simple as this one, because people are like, that's just too simple. It is that simple. Do you want to take 230 and turn it into 2200 over and over again? Simple as that. Invite two people. Collectively, we help each other invite two people. You don't have to do it by yourself. You've got a team here with you. I'm willing to do phone calls with you. I know Susan is. Charles, who's often with us. He's often around to do phone calls. We can work together to help chat with your people. You could show them this video, and this could do it for you. We've got other videos too. What if it was as simple as that? So I don't know. I feel like we wanted to keep it short today, respect everybody's time. We hit a lot of information. Susan, did I miss anything on the what ifs?
No, I think that was really good. Thank you.
For sure. Gosh, well, I mean, if anyone has questions, feel free to message me or Susan, or message the person who shared this video with you to see what they have to say, because if they don't have an answer, they can always connect with one of us, because we all work together. That's the really cool part. So, what if you had an opportunity to not become a millionaire overnight, just make a couple extra $100, maybe a couple $1,000 a month, or every 6 weeks? What if it was as easy as that? We're not trying to make you rich. We're just trying to add some extra padding to your wallet. Because when it's as simple as this, it can happen. And what if we get the ball rolling and it starts moving so quick that nobody can say no, because they're all like, oh my God, I want in, right? Because if momentum starts happening and everybody starts seeing sexy cars drive down the street, guess what? Everybody else wants to just get in the car and drive too. What if it was as simple as that? If it was as simple as you saying, you know what, I want to get started today. I'm going to click that button now, and then I'll connect with who brought me to the hangout tonight. Because it really is that simple. So I think I don't want to keep repeating myself, and I feel like I would. So if there's any questions, just connect with us.
Get back with whoever invited you and see what you can do to get started.
So I guess, well, Susan, you have a great night, and everybody who's watching, have a great night. And, we try to do these hangouts, like Susan said, 1 to 3 times a week. Just pay attention. If you're not in our group yet, just ask whoever brought you here to get in our group so you can meet with us, and you can see what we're kind of doing as a community, because there's a community. There's a community, and we'd love to have you with us if you're interested. So that being said, I guess everybody have a great day.
Bye. Thank you so much, Michael.
Thank you.